Chair recognizes Mr. Frost from Florida.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate it. You know, in the mission statement that you've put out for this committee, it says it's to ensure that the economy, efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability of the federal government, which I think we all agree on. We all want to combat waste, fraud, and abuse. But the thing is that y'all are all looking in the wrong places. You want to talk about making cuts to things like Medicaid, which, by the way, over 35% of all the children in this country are covered under Medicaid. Over 100,000 people in my district are covered under Medicaid. People like the Grifter-In-Chief Trump and President Musk are openly using their public offices to enrich themselves to the tune of billions of dollars. So if we want to look at waste, fraud, and abuse, which I'm down to do, why is there complete silence on the other side of the aisle about looking at the complete grifter that is the President of the United States and the richest man on the earth, which is looking into things like Social Security and different things like that? Why don't we investigate the real corruption?
Hold off. Point of order.
I reclaim my time.
Point of order.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Hold off. There was a point of order when you said something. Who asked for it? Mr. Higgins.
I can refer to Elon Musk as the president.
I don't believe the First Amendment has been suspended in this committee yet.
Yeah, y'all were fine with one
All
of your
right,
other
suspend
members talking
for a
about fighting
second. Let
someone
me
just a
speak
few weeks ago.
parliamentary.
Well, did anyone on our
Mr.
side
Frost,
make a meme
Mr. Frost,
coin
Mr.
right after
Frost.
being elected President of the United States?
Mr. Frost, before we proceed on all of this,
Mr. Chairman,
would you like to hold on? I'm the chairman. I'm recognize Mr. Frost, and we'll recognize you. Would you like to revise your remark with respect to improperly identifying the President of the United States?
I'll say President Musk and Grifter-In-Chief Trump.
All right.
Grifter-In-Chief
hey,
Trump.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Wait a second.
If I wanted to challenge someone to a fight, they would know it. Thank you.
There's an extra fundraising video for her.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I don't believe that Mr. Musk is protected by the rules of the House or the committee. No,
We're looking at the disparaging the president now.
but I don't believe Mr. Frost disparaged the president. I believe he disparaged Mr. Musk.
Well, he did disparage.
Mr. Chairman, if Mr. Musk actually came here, then maybe the rules
All
of
right.
the committee
I heard
would
no
apply to
disparagement
him.
of the
But-
I'll say something
You're
else.
right. We'll save a lot of time.
I'll say something else.
Okay, all right. We're going to let Chair recognize Mr. Frost. You still have 3:49. You're going to maybe revise the disparaging comment about the president because that's supposed to be our decorum here. And
It is supposed to be. President Musk and the President of the United States, Donald Trump, who is engaged in grifting of the American people, often use their public offices to enrich themselves. Someone on the other side was just asking, how would you
Point of
feel
order,
if you
Mr.
called
Chairman.
someone else from the
hold
other?
off, Mr. Frost. Hold off. There's a pending motion for disparaging the president. So the motion was words taken down about disparaging the president. And the chair finds the words for the gentleman from Florida are not parliamentary because they constitute personalities toward the president, which if you sit in the House floor, that's always uttered by the presiding officer on the House floor. You cannot disparage the President of the United States. So,
But, Mr. Chairman, would you please read back to us the words that were disparaging? Because I didn't hear them.
if you're willing to request unanimous consent to withdraw the disparaging the comments about President Trump, I guess you can disparage Elon Musk if you want.
I will withdraw
cannot-
Grifter-In-Chief, and I will. I will say the president's grifting because you spent the last 2 years saying
right.
President
Take
Biden
down
was corrupt.
his words.
So I can say that Trump is
motion-
grifting. What I will withdraw
member-
is calling him
So what-
Grifter-In-Chief. That is what I
The
will
chair
withdraw.
sustains the point of order, and the words in question are ordered stricken from the transcript of this proceeding. So the member is barred from further participation.
feel-
I challenge the ruling of the chair.
Challenge the ruling of the chair.
I move to table.
Okay, we have a motion to challenge the ruling of the chair, and then Mr.
Motion to
Gosar made a motion to table the Mr.
Second.
Conley's motion. So there's a motion and second to table Mr. Conley's motion. The motion is not debatable. As many as are in favor of tabling signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by saying no.
No.
In the opinion of the chair,
Mr. Chairman,
the
I ask
ayes
for a
have it.
recorded vote.
A recorded vote is ordered. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Jordan. Mr. Jordan votes yes. Mr. Turner. Mr. Gosar. Mr. Gosar votes yes. Ms. Fox. Mr. Grothman. Mr. Grothman votes yes. Mr. Cloud. Mr. Cloud votes yes. Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer votes aye. Mr. Higgins. Mr. Higgins votes yes. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Sessions votes aye. Mr. Biggs. Mr. Biggs votes aye. Miss Mace. Miss Mace votes aye. Mr. Fallon.
Aye.
Mr. Fallon votes aye. Mr. Donalds. Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry votes aye. Mr. Timmons. Mr. Timmons votes aye. Mr. Burchett. Miss Green. Miss Green votes aye. Miss Boebert. Miss Boebert votes aye. Miss Luna. Mr. Langworthy. Mr. Burleson. Mr. Burleson votes aye. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes aye. Mr. Jack.
Aye.
Mr. Jack votes aye. Mr. McGuire. Mr. McGuire votes yes. Mr. Gill. Mr. Gill votes aye. Mr. Connolly.
Nay.
Mr. Connolly votes nay. Ms. Norton.
No.
Ms. Norton votes no. Mr. Lynch.
No.
Mr. Lynch votes no. Mr. Krishnamurthy.
No.
Mr. Krishnamurthy votes no. Mr. Khanna.
No.
Mr. Khanna votes no. Mr. Mfume.
No.
Mr. Mfume votes no. Miss Brown.
No.
Miss Brown votes no. Miss Stansbury.
Absolutely not.
Miss Stansbury votes no. Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia votes no. Mr. Frost.
No.
Mr. Frost votes no. Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee votes no. Mr. Kassar. Ms. Crockett.
Insulting people's appearance as well as trying to fight them isn't a problem.
Point of order. It's a yes or no.
But we're so
Yes,
sad
No.
Yes or
Order.
no? Yes or
that
no?
our
Order.
Yes
our
or no?
little leader.
You skip her.
We're so
Skip her.
sad.
Skip her. You're
My
skip
vote.
her. Go to the
Order.
next one. Go to the next
Miss
one.
Randall.
anchor.
Go to the next one. Don't count that. Go to the next one.
Miss Randall votes no. Mr. Subramaniam. Mr. Subramaniam votes no. Miss Ansari. Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell votes no. Miss Simon. Miss Simon votes no. Mr. Min.
No.
Mr. Min votes no. Miss Presley. Miss Tlaib.
Nope.
Miss Tlaib votes no. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman votes yes.
Mr. Chairman, how is Ms. Crockett recorded?
Let's try this one more time. How is Ms. Crockett voted?
Ms. Crockett is not yet recorded.
No.
All right.
I thank my colleague.
Ms. Crockett votes no.
Mr. Chairman, how is Mr. Kesar recorded?
Mr. Kassar is not recorded. Mr. Kassar votes no. Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 20, the nays are 19.
All right. The motion to table passes. I now recognize Mr. McGuire.
I want to say it's despicable that this committee is going to silence me for bringing
The
up
gentleman's
Trump's
words have been
Mr.
taken
Frost,
down. He's not
Mr.
permitted to
Frost.
speak for the rest of the hearing.
making millions of dollars.
Mr. Mr. Ranking Member, I'm going to have the Sergeant at Arms remove him if he doesn't refrain. All right. Chair recognizes Mr. McGuire.
Mr. Chairman,
Get out,
parliamentary
get out.
inquiry. Parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. McGuire.
Parliamentary
Thank you, Mr.
inquiry,
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to correct the record. President Trump
Order.
Mr. Chairman, I have a
President Trump
parliamentary
did win a
inquiry on the
mandate.
motion
He
that
won the
just
popular
passed.
vote, and he won the Electoral College, and he's delivering on those promises. And I find it interesting that our colleagues on the other side of the aisle are mad at the folks that are having success like Elon Musk in identifying and correcting waste, fraud, and abuse, and not upset with the folks that committed that waste, fraud, and abuse.